Hey there, it's Bernardo, and you're watching Vibe Code with me. So we're gonna continue reviewing coding agents. So today we're gonna be taking a look at Roo Code after taking a look at Code. I think those are the two most popular VS Code extensions, at least from what I saw on like Reddit and some other like Twitter and whatnot. So we're gonna take a look at Code. So first, we are almost done with with this project. There's going to be some changes here, but we're almost there. Doing the final push here, and this is making me exhausted. So we're going to be taking a look at Roo Code today, and yeah, so Roo Code is just a VS Code extension. They don't have JetBrains as it seems. The only install they have here is for VS Code. So at least they probably should be focusing a lot on that, and that might be a good idea. So yeah, we're gonna take a look at that. Let's see what else we can learn from just the page. Yeah, they mentioned these specialized modes. I guess again is the main tree: architect, code, and debug, kind of like plan and the normal one on Cloud Code, and then a debug specific one. I'm not sure if they have like different like system tools. Yeah, I think it's probably just the system prompt. Maybe something changes, but I don't think they have a pricing, and I guess again is they're just selling the models and giving you credits, I guess. Oh, they have cloud. Okay, all right. So they are going into the background agent kind of approach. Okay, so they have VS Code and a background agent. Another one for me for when I review the background agents. Okay, so they have a cloud thing. Okay, what is the free doesn't have anything. Just checking the usage, sharing. Okay, not sure if we're gonna. Yeah, but we'll take a look at that. I want to understand what is the value on this thing. Like, does it include? Oh, okay. So they have this remote control. Okay. Okay, this is cool. This is actually quite cool. Is there like an app or I guess just a web interface likely? Okay, that's interesting. All right. So yeah, I'm not gonna test that because I don't think I will pay for that. But yeah, I guess if you want to go for cloud for the background agent, when I get the background agent reviews, I can take a look at that. Okay, so other than that, yeah, they model agnostic. You bring your own model, and yeah, open source. Yeah, let's just jump ahead and install it. So for installing, we can just we can open VS Code and search. I'm just gonna click here. I guess it's gonna open. What does open with VS Code? Yeah, okay, open code. Yeah, it just opens here, but I could have just searched that, but yeah. Yes, trust publisher and install. Okay, it seems quite like it seems really similar to Code. It seems actually too similar. It's a little bit weird. Oh, nice. They do support, yeah, 4.5V if you want to have multimodal support. So this is great. So if you want to send like a screenshot, you can just change the model. Yes, okay. It's gonna come here. This should open this page. Yeah, by the way, let me remove this. Create new API key. I'm gonna call this Roo Code. I'm gonna copy. All right. I didn't even know that VS Code had a secret storage. I don't know what that means, but maybe we can't see it. I don't know. Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna default to GLM 4.6. Oh, so the cloud offering, they do have models. Oh, they have free models. Okay. Let's do this first. I want to see the experience here. Just gonna log in with GitHub. Okay. All right. I accept. Terms of service, right? We're gonna read it. Okay. Okay. What happens when I am on their plan? Okay, that's nice. They still have Grok Code Fast One as free, like Open Router. Honestly, this is probably good enough. I really like Grok Code Fast One. Not sure how is the usage limitations. Okay, what is this project about? So nice, they have some free usage. Sorry, I'm back. Okay, so it wants to read the README. Yeah, it seems to be working. So one interesting thing that I found is that if you come here, there's the tasks here in the cloud, similar to what we saw with. I have to similar to what we saw with M-Code. M-Code had that list of previous things on the cloud, which was nice, and I can see the messages. You can see the things coming here. Yeah, I should. Can I auto approve that? How do I auto approve it to read? Okay, auto approve. Okay, nice. Okay, this doesn't need approval. Yeah, quite fine grain control. Yeah, I think it's fine to switch to mode. Automatically retry. And so yeah, that's fine as well. I mean, I guess the problem could be like it could use a lot of credits, maybe. Yeah, this I'm going to enable. I'm going to see without it first. Yeah, I don't trust running this. An MCP I think should be fine because I select what MCP servers I do have, but I'm gonna see how is the approval flow first. Okay, so yeah, I mean they have that remote control. This is just like the history of yeah, that's cool. Uh, And okay, I guess they talk about the upgrade where you can like share the tasks. I guess this is useful for like, oh, this is what I've done on that session. Yeah, okay. I will not use. Yeah, no, I will not use the free thing. It seems really slow compared to GLM. So let's go back and set up uh, a new one. So let's create a new one. Let's call ZAI. Create profile. That's going to be ZAI and that's going to be international. This, and it's going to be 4.6. And also, I'm going to create GAI vision. GAI vision. And that's going to be the same, but that's going to be GLM 4.5V. Save. So we have, let me just rename this. Oh, this ended up being, okay. ZAI. Okay. That's going to be 4.5, 4.6. That's going to be ZAI. Actually, I should just call this GLM 4.6. And this is going to be, cancel save. And this is going to be GLM 4.5V. Okay. Yeah, this was one thing that Kilocode didn't support. It didn't have support for 4.5V. I mean, you likely could get it done with something like custom models, maybe, like using the OpenAI compatible thing. And there's likely a way to do that. But I want to see, we're going to do really something silly. And oh, wait a second. If I am here and then I do this, so it doesn't allow me to do that. If I select this, it allows me to paste this. What's in this image? Okay. OCR for y'all. It's interesting that it's not just OCR, but whatever. It kind of ends shenanigans. That was not great, but okay. I think we're done. We can terminate this task. Can I delete a task? If I come back here, can I delete the history? Okay, I can delete the history. Oh, I can start a new task. Okay, so this is the remote control. I guess. Okay, workspace. Oh, okay, wait a second. What happens if I have this closed? I probably will. I don't know. Okay, let me see. Oh, I think. Okay, wait a second. Code. So if I do this now, and I'm connected, what does vtest config does? I'm just going to ask this weird question. So I just want to see, like, if I close this, I can see that GLM 4.6 is quite fast. That's why I like this GLM 4.6 model. It's not like as good as like Claude 4.5, even though this is 4.6. It's not as good as Sonnet 4.5, but it is good enough, really cheap, and quite fast. So that's what I want to see. Okay, so I want to see if this lives in the cloud, or I mean, it can still live in the cloud, but I want to see like if I close this and I do this again. Okay, so this stay there. Code. Yeah. Okay. I think this is interesting. So we already terminate. I want to see how we can pass context. Okay. Yeah, pretty similar to what we had in kilocode. Problems terminal can add a folder, a file, or git commits. Okay. And what slash commands we do have? Yeah, we do have modes, which I guess I can change here. Yeah, pretty similar to kilocode, exact same modes. We can. Oh, there's a mode marketplace. Yeah, kind of like continue had something like that, and also MCP. Yeah, really similar to kilocode. Is that like a fork of kilocode, or kilocode is a fork of Roo Code? They seem like quite similar. That's interesting. But yeah, okay. Yeah, you can also like in kilocode you can customize the system prompts. You are Roo, blah blah blah. Yeah, you can customize that. I'm not gonna be doing that level. Yeah, but like everything is so similar. It's a little bit weird. Yeah, this feels like kilocode. Okay, so like we can have custom commands. I guess this is useful for things like OpenSpec. Yeah. So it uses agents.md file. I always like when things use agents.md instead of custom files. Looking at you, Claude. I mean, of course, if you have a more custom, like multiple rules kind of structure, which I think Kilocode had, then it's kind of hard to just go with agents.md. But yeah, there's that. And you can always have like a custom rule, like a cursor rule or a kilo rule that is say, hey, read this agents.md file, and it should be good enough. Right. Yeah, it's yeah. Okay. Is I'm just gonna go to Roo Code. Is there like a fork of? Okay, it's forked from Cline, and maybe Kilocode is also forked from Cline. Kilocode. I haven't tested Cline yet. Yeah. Okay. Yep. Maybe they're just like really. Source. API core extensions. Yeah, this is the same code. Come on. Auto import settings. I mean, maybe that's like a base. I never created a VS Code extension, so maybe it is like a standard thing. But yeah, it's a little bit weird. Okay, whatever. I digress. Let's go back to the task at hand. Really similar to Kilocode. Yeah, I like this interface for selecting what you want to approve. I wonder if there's a way, yeah, to say, hey, I just want to auto approve these specific tools. Okay. All right. That's it. Just read the docs. Just read the freaking prompt. Yeah. When I enable that, I also need to enable which tools we want to have, right? By the way, where are these tools? I think it's this thing here, right? It's card changes. Yeah. If I add, okay. I'm just gonna install like that just to see the interface. How do I see the? Yeah, when I tested GitHub Copilot, it was using code lenses. It was quite cool. So I could like see the, yeah. How do I see the tools? Where I configure which tools I can auto approve? Auto approve. MCP save. Context maybe? No, where are the tools? Okay. All right. A little bit hidden. It was in the three dots here. And then I can say what I always allow. I guess this is the auto approve. Okay, this is actually lives in the I can disable tools. This all lives in the configuration. All right. I guess this is pretty much like, I guess this is standard things like the MCP. JSON looks a lot like everything else. Right, but there's a nice nice interface. Okay, done. I will just remove everything now. And by the way, what happens now if I come back here? It still says like it's installed. If I refresh, there's a way to refresh. Reload window. Roo Code. MCP servers. Sorry, this thing here. Yeah. Okay, I think we're good to do the project setup. Let's go. All right, so as usual, I'm just going to use this template, create a new repository. I'm going to call this the Expensify Roo Code. And yeah, create repository. Gonna clone that. Git clone this. Expensify Roo Code. Needs trust. Needs install. npm install. And I'm going to code dot. All right, I trust the authors. Now we're going to go to the setup. So instructions is going to be agents.md file. It's going to be renamed agents.md. This is going to go into new folder .roo as we saw, and then this is just going to go there. And now if I open Roo Code and go to MCP servers, yeah, there it's connected. Yeah, this I want to, yeah, we can always allow that. No big deal with that. Want to test this. All right, LSP, diagnostics always allow, definition always allow, hover always allow, references always allow, rename symbol and edit file. Yeah, honestly, I don't want to. Yeah, this edit file is a little bit like complicated. I'm just going to disable it. It's good that we have a restart here because a lot of times we need to do that. So yeah, I'm going to disable edit file. And I'm just going to have rename symbol here as an optional thing. All right, done. Let's go to MCP JSON. Nice. So yeah, this UI was really good. Okay, let's go to the project settings now. What is this thing? Okay, so this just shows my account and shows my email. Settings, auto approve. Yeah, okay, this is there. All right. Experimental. Okay, background editing. Oh, wait a second. So it already has diagnostics integrated. So I guess we don't even need diagnostics on the LSP thing. But yeah. All right. I think we're all set. Going to delete this. And I'm going to pnpm. No, sorry. Git status. Project setup. Project setup for Roo Code. All right. Assign that. And we are done. Let's just ask Roo Code, what are your instructions? Yeah, whatever. Cancel. Terminate. Okay, we're good to go. It is connected and we're ready to start coding. Okay, we are ready to start. We're going to start at 10:30 and I'm going to go all the way until midnight, 30 minutes past midnight. So as usual, what I'm going to do, I'm going to copy the prompt here and add it. All right, come here. So I guess if I just come here, I can select product, I can select PRD main, I can select tasks. And I guess this is all. Let's just send it. Yeah, I want to go in architect mode to plan things and see what that does. Okay, we can see the diff showing up here. And I wish can I see a unified? Okay, so it shows the. All right. Okay, that's interesting. It shows this thing here. It seems that it already created a file, but I haven't approved it yet. So I guess if I reject, it just rolls back that, right? So I'm going to reject. Again, cancel. I don't know. Yeah, okay. Instead of really similar to KiloCode, I think one thing that Cloud Code does nice is that when I reject something, it automatically stops and waits for my instructions. Has some downsides and upsides, but yeah, instead of doing all DB up front, DB modeling up front, let's break it down into, so this file was deleted when I rejected. Let's do it on a feature by feature phase. Let's first discuss the high level features we want to deliver and in which order before creating the task files. I'm confused on the difference. I like this approach, but I want to keep things similar to what we've done in the other things. So just gonna go that. Organization management. Let's first take a look, consider a few things. Alt is already implemented. That Alt is already implemented. I would focus the first phase on 1. Adding org creation, where the user becomes admin by default, already with the role model, but no tooling to enforce it, no helpers and tooling to enforce the RPAC. 2. Creating invitation flow so other users join as members. 3. Actually, I'm gonna do 3. 4. Managing the org, editing the name, etc. And implement a simple let's join members and implement a simple mental way to enforce the actions based on the role. 4. Dropping the post placeholder. 3, 4. Dropping the placeholder post router and related post logic. I would say 1 and 2 can be done together so that in the end we have our very first migration that sets up the basic schema. Right now we do have the schema in Prisma, but no SQL migrations were generated yet. Then after these tasks, we can proceed. A major important detail is that we want UI from the get-go. We can start with a simple get-go on all features, so we can test that the features work while we implement them. However, we can start with a simple you can just do whatever makes it work, and then maybe stop for a UI revamp at some point. Likely after we already have, maybe right after the expense category task in phase 2, so it lays the foundation for UIs after that. The update database mocks makes no sense. That directory just sets up a transactional database instance. Maybe we can change from that to a simple test setup file for server tests. Okay, so I can do that. Instead of clicking on reject, which just continues with the thing, okay. Yeah, the model just hanged. Come on, GLM, you can do it. There, we're back. I'm just gonna say, instead of going through the complex middleware scenario that is TRPC. You can just have helper functions that take the context plus org ID and then ID and maybe to get the current membership and also a helper to check for a role that builds on top of that one. User org relationship. Relationship and the org if the relationship exists. You know what I just realized? You know what I just realized? We would be probably better off doing task 1 and task 2 together so that we keep an example test file on how to do transactional testing. Okay, I'm gonna do this, but then I'm gonna stop. Let's just do one adjustment. We forgot the test, the test setup file in place of the manual v.mock calls. That is, move the v.mock to a test setup file and have the mock setup in the same file, mock, aka the transactional test setup, in the same file instead of having a mock directory. Delete this, go back to Roo Code. Yeah, I'm just gonna go with that so we can finish all of these things. Expense category. I like that it generates the model here. Uh, it's kind of like a really well defined task. It's kind of like doing the job here already. I worry that this can be like just context pollution in the end, like, might steer too much the implementation. But yeah, let's just go with that. I mean, this, if you think about, like, this is really cheap, like, not going and testing everything in detail, and it's already a way that we can easily verify that it makes sense. Like, we can really see the model here, like period, policy period. I can see daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, yearly. I mean, here I can see already that, maybe we want a specific, like, per expense thing. Yeah, let's just go with that. We can review the details when it comes to the task. Yeah, honestly, I think this might be a little bit unfair. I've been, yeah, I think I'm doing more due diligence on the process here than I done in the other videos. So, yeah, I have another feeling that I'm not being fair. Wait, will it not create the rest of the tasks? Looks great. Let's also define the task for the other phases. And I'm gonna do that. Yeah, for phase two. Phase two. But let's add a task between 5 and 6 and renumber the tasks accordingly. UI. Yeah, actually, I will do. Yeah, actually, what I will do, I will task like, oh, now I want to do something that we don't have a task, and I will do that in the middle. There are specific files. Yeah, again, we are vibe coding, and I normally would recommend you to, like, if you're creating like a product, instead of doing this in 30 minutes, do this in like one day, even a week. Take a look with care on all these PRDs, chat with the thing to think about like how that would look like. I also think you should likely try to generate some like screenshots. Like, if you get these PRDs and then ask like Nano Banana to generate like the UIs for that, like just the images, I think this can be a really interesting like way of thinking, and then maybe sending when we're doing the UI. I also would likely use like a different. Yeah, I probably would use GLM 4.5V for or any model that supports vision for the UI agent, or at least have like an MCP that can, analyze an image. I mean, they're doing, yeah, actually, let me just cancel. Uh, let's drop phase 3 for now. I'm gonna, because I want to disable this. Okay. Okay, that's good enough. Save. And we're almost done. Cancel. I'm not going to do that. Going to come here, delete this, go to Git, stage all, I'm going to call feed, docs, blended tasks. All right, now we are ready to start coding. So now what I'll do a compact. Is there a way to compact the context? Okay, nice. It's not easily accessible, but yeah. Okay, let's test this. Okay, nice. Okay, let's implement task 001. Let's do it. I want to see if we're gonna change. It's changed to code mode already, so that's good. All right. I want, use the npm instead of npx. Even better, use the MCP tool. Let's just see if it. It figured everything. Nice. So what happened was I haven't copied the .env. I always forget about that part, and I haven't done Docker Compose up. Before deleting the test related code, maybe we should read it, and then create our test setup file for server files. Check mocks post test retest config. I should read it first. What you should do is create a file like retest react setup, but for the server API part, that one creates the Prisma testing helper, sets up before each and after each, mocks the for Prisma 2, mocks the out like post test. Thus one single v.mock call and call v.mock2 properly replace stuff with the Prisma testing helper .get proxy client result. Let's see. Much better. Now you can do that. All right. Yes, remove that. get the gRPC context interface from where it is. Can we get the gRPC context interface from where it is defined instead of replicating it here? Now we're talking. Great. Huh. Good boy. Let's minimize that. Let's see. Get mine. A few issues. One, you imported organization role but didn't use it to get by ID can likely use the helper function that already returns the relationship, right? Ship tree instead of get mine, call it list mine to indicate that returns a list and returns multiple values instead of a multiple arguments instead of a single one. You used get user org relationship in get members, but you didn't import it, and also that don't throw error when the org don't exist, when the relationship is not found. So instead you should check and throw the forbidden error yourself or create another helper check user membership. Okay. Create. All right. Creates the organization member. That is good. You could have used one single thing here to avoid, like if this crashes here, then we have a. But yeah, well, whatever. I think we can refactor afterwards if we really want to. List mine. Get by ID. Update. Perfect. Save. Save. You shouldn't use db spice mocks. Check how it was done in the posts test. You can get that from Git. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's gonna try to do that thing again. Yeah, it's gonna fail. Yeah, because when I send it before clicking on reject, it doesn't know it was rejected. Okay, actually, oh, this is good. Okay, should create an organization and assign user as admin. Okay, mark session. User expires. Create caller. Caller organization. Create. Yeah, we'll fix that later. This seems good enough. Let's continue with that. It's fixed. Don't do instead. Hopefully, it doesn't understand that. All right. Organization list. Yeah, one thing that is better than kilocode is that at least the terminals are not duplicated for whatever reason it was before. It was in kilocode. But the interface is so similar that it's kind of hard for me to believe that they are not like maybe forks of the same thing or even like one is fork of one another. So there's like some common component underlying. Organization list. And hello is gone. Yeah, one thing that I like in Claude is the bash mode that I can just run the command, and then I save some tokens because I just send it the this is what I run, this is the result. But I guess here I can do yeah. Let me open a new terminal. And do pnpm test reset pnpm test and do terminal test passing. Npm run allow. It's gonna check the wait what? No. What are you doing? What are you doing? This doesn't make any sense. No, what is even that? Okay, that's not how we do it. That's not how you do it. It needs to be in the on success handler. Or refetch. Test. npm check. Nice. Actually, I didn't realize this is used because we throw here. Yeah. How can we see the result? Okay, yeah, it's here. Okay. Okay, I'm just gonna fix it for you. If not, context.session return no. Run. It's like I don't know how to fix that. Both? Wait. Okay. Yeah, one thing that Kilocode had that was cool was the ability to use morph. Yeah, morph. Do I have like morph here? No. Yeah, morph is a really cool tool. I mean, you can add morph as an MCP, but then again, yeah. Okay, you know what? This is a little bit weird. Okay, I'm just gonna fix it for it. It's struggling a little bit with some basic things. And I'm gonna fix the way that I fix these things. Really silly, I know. But it just makes my life so much easier. And I think I should do the right thing and just do a pause. npm lint. Okay. Okay, I'm just gonna stop and I'm gonna do npm dev. Oh, not here. Let me open in this here. npm dev. Localhost 3000. Okay, cool. Let's go sign in. Now I go at example.com, localhost 8025. Sign in. Okay, nice. My org, create org, my org, create org. Yeah, okay, we don't have any uniqueness, and I cannot. Yeah, my org too. Just gonna do that. Yeah, okay. Creating org seems to work, and I'm an admin here. And I think if we look at the task 001, yeah, this is done, this is done, this is done, this is done, this is done. This is done. Organization. Yes, this is done. Role-based access control. Yes, this is done. Organization, creation, and management UI components. Yeah, this is done. Complete transactional test suite. Yeah, this is done. Working example of testing patterns. Yes, this is done. So if I go to organization test, is there anything here that we can? Yeah, maybe we can do a little bit of refactor. So this is. We can do this and can extract. How do the code action? Code actions. Refactor. I think it's refactor, right? Okay. Control Shift R. Okay. Extract function in module scope. I'm gonna call this. Create setup user. Yeah, this should be good enough. And then with the setup user, I can come here, remove this. Yeah. So I can replace this with this. I just want to take a little extra care here. So yeah, so it's gonna become this, and then you gotta just come here and drop this. Same here. It's gonna become that thing, and we need to remove this. And this can be a nice helper. Let's just make sure the npm test can run. Great. The one thing that I want to do is I want to go to package JSON, and I want this to be test run so it doesn't hang. Just run it once. Okay, and I think we're done with task one. Great. npm db studio. I could manually test the things using this thing. Just realized that. But yeah, okay. Great. I'm going to come here. I'm going to terminate this task, and I'm going to add everything, and I'm going to say feed task one. No, whatever. Commit. npm. Like, I forgot to run this, but I think it should be fine. All right. Yeah, we're done with task one. Let's start with task two. So for task two, I want to do some things different. I want to go into orchestrator. I want to test how that looks like. So I'm gonna do let's implement task 002. Task one is done already. Yeah, I should have updated the. Yeah, okay. We're like add the invitation model and invitation status and to the Prisma schema following the exact specifications in the task file. Okay, invitation status. Yeah, let's go more on a YOLO kind of mode now that we have the foundations. I think it should be able to figure things on its own because it does have like the a lot of example code already, and it can. I want to do this other thing here. UI. Yeah, the reason why I want to test this background thing is because you're working with things, and then maybe I want to check some other file close to the right. So now I'm testing more of like a close others. I'm testing more like of a YOLO kind of mode. Still quite like controlled, not gonna do that. Yeah, we're still gonna stop for subtasks, which I think is a cool thing. So I operate in a more like high level, which I think is a good idea. That's nice. I guess, and I'm pretty sure that now there's a way to do that in Kilo Code. But one of the things that I was complaining about that was that it was jumping back and forth. I think if you want to do subtasks, you need to be able to stop. And again, it was probably just because the defaults there, and I was a noob in Kilo Code. The defaults were subtasks were like automatic. So I like this. So I can stop and review the subtask. Can I see the changes, like the whole changes? It'd be great to be able to see the changes, but I guess I can just come to, if I want, I can stop here, see, okay, this is the change, this is the migration that was generated. Is that what I wanted? Yeah, I decided that. So, maybe we can stage this and go back to Roo Code. I can even commit at this point. Yeah, I think committing is a good idea. So we can do like, feed. Yeah, I'm not going to commit though. I'm just going to use this stage as a way of like the things that I've reviewed already. Okay, create invitation. Okay, this is going to be a placeholder. We can just log into the console and we probably should be good with that. So we don't waste too much time. Implement proper error handling for expired and invalid invitations, duplicate emails, role enforcement. Okay. Okay, can I? Yeah, one thing that would be great would be like just a simple way for me to come here and edit like this. I'm going to say this should also create the test file for the gRPC router. For the new gRPC router. Also, make so that the send invitation email fake implementation is a log to the console so we can test things manually. Okay, let's see. Yeah, honestly, I like this orchestrator mode when I stop between the subtasks. It is a like for like a like pair programming kind of approach. Like if you think about like how to pair program with someone, you would like when you're like switching, normally say, "Hey, this is what I think about doing next," and yeah, it just feels good. I guess again, probably Kilo Code. I gave it a bad time because I didn't knew how to customize. Like I think the defaults were like everything was enabled, and I mean this is done already. Uh, so I should run the npm test. Yeah, npm test reset. npm test. Uh, yeah, probably it was because the yeah, I said, hey, you should just do that file and nothing else. That was a bad prompt. That's really like because the model generated a prompt for itself. Before doing that, let's make sure we add the router to router. No, what is the file again? I think it's root, right? Yeah. To root, and that tests are passing. PNPM test should be auto approved. I see what I've done wrong. I shouldn't have done this. And I guess now if I do pnpm db studio test, now I have data in the test database. Yeah. Okay. pnpm test reset. pnpm test. The issue was that you added v.mock call on invitation test that caused the mock defined in setup to be overridden, and the test was hitting the test database bypassing the transactional testing wrapper, which caused the issues. I ran a test reset and I fixed the code, and tests are passing now. Restart TS server. Yeah, honestly, I'm just going to fix this myself. So this mocked the photo. Create invitation. Okay, this is good. Sorry, I'm back. Wait a second, how is currently being implemented? So, invitation. Oh, it's actually going to. Yeah, let's see how it goes with that. I mean, we do have already in the config. Sorry, env.js. We do have that. Create env. We already have a mail server and mail from config in env.js. We should reuse that. Maybe all we need is a way to get the server URL from the config or from Max.js itself. Or the same way that Next out gets it. Next out URL link link. Link. Next, yes, server URL, base URL. Let's use React email for the email template. Just want to see how well it does. Is that how I saw React email? Check for more info. Okay, this seems good enough. Let's see how well it does. I think that's what we do, right? Here we have node mailer, but the version we have seems to be off. Package node mailer, but it should work just fine. It is working right now. Let's see this file. gonna add pnpm add node types. I forgot how the types are. Package types node neighbor add seven dot 0.5. Yeah, this should be a dev dependency. Sort. Okay. Start TS server. Yeah, this background thing is a little bit like, I don't like it. I like seeing the changes. I think I will revert back to seeing the changes. Yeah, run, check. Let me fix a few of these things for you. Shall I? Yeah, let's come here. Pause. All right. You want to define but never used. Not you want VI. Find but never used. Okay. Oh, because we do have this thing here. And what we want to do is that we want to okay. npm run check. And sometimes it's better for you to do it. Okay. I don't like that. We shouldn't be creating a new user account, should we? I mean, can we do that? Okay, I'll just test it. I just do this. If does not exist. Okay, yeah, now this should run that. I wonder if we can remove this. Yes, lint disable next line. Yeah, we can. Let's see the current Git state. Yeah, I forgot to stage things before, but that should be fine. So invitation email. Yeah, it's reacting. I'm not gonna review that right now. Just gonna see how it looks like. Yeah, have we added the? Yeah, it'll be good to add the. Yeah, this seems about right. Invitation test. We checked that already. And actually, now we likely need to mock. If we run pnpm test now, it should likely fail. Yeah. So I will do it myself. Yeah. Okay, let me just. Yeah, this is a good comment. Let's go to invitation test and let's do a v.mock slash email server utils email, and that's gonna be. I always forget how to do that. Yeah, so that's not going to be that. That's going to be the name of the function is. So the name of the function is send invitation email. It's going to be v.fn. If I run test, it should not try to send an email. And we should likely can I ask the agent to do that after? Because I need to do, yeah, this should be good enough for now. Let's go here, back to the Git thing. Let's stage these changes. Okay. And all right, let's see what's the next subtask. It wants to create invitation form component for admin. Yeah, approve. Let's go with that. Yeah, okay, I like this orchestrator mode. It makes you work on a higher level when you like, stop at every point. I think it's a good like moment to reflect. And because it starts with a new context every time, I think it's gonna make more calls. So I'm not sure how the wait what already? Okay, that was fast. Let's see. Let's go to Git invitation form. Yeah, that's good enough. Complete subtask and return. I think for this I'm just going to accept and then review the result in the end. Let's see what things it writes. So yeah, so that's the thing, right? Like it wastes a few tokens on this like back and forth. But on the other hand, the context is smaller when it starts. So I'm not sure what uses more tokens. But it is more API requests, which I think can be slightly slower. But yeah, I think it is a fine thing. It's a different way of working. I think it is interesting. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna do much on this code, but I think at least we got a good idea of the process. Okay. Okay, it's the dashboard. Complete subtask and return. Gonna stage this. I mean, I don't think it added, and it might be missing adding the dashboard to the view for the admin. But yeah, we're gonna get to that. Yeah, that's what my we don't do email passwords. Let's simplify this flow by one. Requiring the user to be logged in, to verifying the let's say this accept invitation. Invitation yes. Requiring the user to be logged in, to requiring the user to be logged in, assuming whoever has the token can join the org, can take that invitation. Therefore, if the email logged in is different than the one the invitation was sent to, that is fine as well. We will need to also change the accept invitation function in invitations and the test to not create users. We do magic links. Regardless, this invitation flow shouldn't be touching user creation, login, etc. Let's see how well it is into like adjusting. I don't know why it would need to check the logged in user matches. That's great. Yeah, we shouldn't even need that, but yeah, whatever. npm test. There was an error when updating the invitation test. Yes, we need to do that change again. Yeah, hopefully can get it from its own context. Yeah, because I had this with like changes, like it was not. Yeah, it causes issue. It caused issues. Use pn instead. Okay, great. Yes, that's good. Let's come here, stage everything, and continue. Let's say the task and return. Yeah, I like this way of working where I just go and I review the tasks. It feels like, a more interactive, like I delegate a task to a team member and then I review the PR, but like in a smaller way, like I'm just staging the things. I could be committing them as well. Test the email sent. Yeah, actually, it would be a cool idea to just if when a subtask ends, it automatically works like as a pull request, like you review the changes, and then when you approve, it creates a commit. That would be like a really simple thing to do, like an option that you could toggle maybe. Test the email sending functionality by creating a simple test script that can be run manually. This should create test invitation in database. We don't need that. We don't need that script. Let's just test it manually. What I need to do is I need to come here, run it again, and see if we localhost 3000. What we need is to expose the invitation dashboard to the admins somehow. We created the component but never exposed in any page. We're almost done. Yeah, we're also almost done with time. Yeah, I feel like with this flow, we can get like high quality code, and it feels less like vibe coding and more like, delegating tasks. I think the main thing that I should have done in Kilocode was to have this stop moment between the tasks. So this feels like delegating and then reviewing a PR. So it makes a lot of sense. This is horrible. The face. Let's add a new page. A new page in /org/id/page.t. So that, and create a link from the org list to that page so that we render only one dashboard page dashboard form at a time. Yeah, this is really bad. Yeah, MKD should be fine. Okay, let me test this. So I'm gonna do someone at example.com, send invitation. Yeah, this should be, someone else at example.com for the localhost 8025. Yeah, that it was not sent. Invitation email. Sorry, email. So throw. Actually, oh my bad, I got the wrong thing. Okay. Where is this transporter coming from? Okay, let's do. Just gonna ask the agent. We need to fix the node mailer transport. It is not properly passing. We might need to parse the SMTP URL from the variable. Okay, let's go back here. It shows everything is canceling, but yeah, whatever. Someone at example.com. Nice. Okay, so now I'm gonna open in localhost 8025. Gonna come here, gonna click here. Gonna paste this here. Okay, let's go with someone at example.com. Now I should have received this. Sign in. Let's come here. Let's go to Roo Code. When I open the invitation page, the org will invite info doesn't load properly. Keep showing. Okay, accept invitation. Yeah, it's almost there. Okay. But I have to wrap it up. npm lint okay. Pause. Okay. npm check run the npm lint instead. That doesn't exist, does it? Yeah, it does. I've already tested and it works. Also, let's fix one thing. The org page don't load for members. It should load but not show the invitation management UI. Maybe just show the members of the some basic org information. Yeah, I know we're almost done, but I just want to wrap this up. Yeah, this I think is the second or third agent that suggested implementing a real invitation. I just went with the flow. Uh, yeah, I should have stopped. Say, hey, no need to implement that right now. We can do that afterwards. Just create a task and proceed. PNPM. Yeah, actually, just run PNPM check instead. Oh, actually, I think the issue is, yeah, let me just do npm Prisma Studio, VB Studio. This is the org. Yeah. And here on the back to organizations, yeah, I cannot go there, but yeah, that's good. Okay, perfect. The task is done, and I will just create a commit. Do feat task 2. Let's just sync changes. Ready. All right, and while this runs, I want to go to the Roo Code cloud and see what we have here. I want to see how it is to check all of that. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, the challenge is now I cannot see the subtasks, which yeah would be good to have like here like all the details of the subtasks as well. But yeah, this is cool. Nice. Okay, I think we are done. All right, so closing thoughts on Roo Code. First, it is really similar to Kilo Code. And I'm interested to see how Cline is because it seems that Roo Code is a fork of Cline. So we're gonna see Cline tomorrow. But yeah, it's a really interesting tool, really similar to Kilo Code. It felt more stable though. I had fewer weird bugs and surprises, like the double terminal thing. The defaults I feel were slightly better. I like the control over what I auto approve and what I don't. And again, I'm pretty sure KiloCode has that. It's just that I wasn't new. So there's also that to take into consideration because it's so similar to KiloCode. And I've done that after I've done the KiloCode video. There is some implicit learning that I've had that now create this bias here. So, but overall, like taking that out of the way, it seemed more stable than KiloCode. But KiloCode has some interesting features. So I really liked the integration with Morph. We can see that we had a lot of issues here with editing files. A lot of times it was like it had to retry editing the files. And then I think the Morph LLM, I always forgot how to call that. The Morph thing integration with KiloCode was really good. So compared to KiloCode, this felt more like the basics, right? And not a lot of like fancy stuff. And then the cloud offering, I haven't tested. I think the remote control, I think is how they call it, remote control. It is a really interesting and promising idea. It is something that I've been exploring on some of my side projects. So I want to give that a try eventually, but won't be paying $20 just for that right now. But yeah, I think it is a solid thing. The experience was really simple. Again, I think this GLM coding plan is a killer thing for this kind of things because you know exactly what you pay for, and it's good enough. If you want like predictability of price and you prefer to get maybe some timeouts and slower API calls over pay as you go that can get crazy expensive. But yeah, I think I should try with there are like a lot of like cheap enough things. We can try, I think, Open Router, but you can also use Direct with XAI, with with other model providers, and I think it's a good thing. I liked the experience. I like that I can also use. I mean, I think I can do that with KiloCode, but this was just seamless. The configuration for GLM 4.5V, so I could have also a vision model ready to go. But yeah, overall the experience was really good. I liked it. I don't have anything like really bad to say other than the edits were a little bit weird. It was failing a lot. Maybe it was because I was sometimes editing the files myself, or I don't know. So I think they can improve on the edit tool. But other than that, really good experience. And I do recommend. And right now, this is my recommendation for a VS Code extension. Maybe something between that and Copilot. Copilot if you want to play the plan, or this if you want to bring your own models and whatnot. And so that's my recommendation. I really liked it. I think for now it was the best experience of a VS Code extension that I've had. And I enjoyed it, and I recommend you trying that out as well. As with all these things, the experience varies a lot. And I don't think like from 2 hours you can get like the full picture. And also it might change from people to people, and also this thing changes and get updates all the time. So I recommend you trying it out. It is free in the end. You can use the free code fast thing if you want to go there, or bring your own keys from somewhere else. But I do recommend people trying it out, and it was a pleasure. So one thing before we wrap up, I see that a lot of people that see this video are not subscribed, about like half of the people that watch this video. So please, if you're not subscribed, I would love to subscribe. If you leave a comment or a like, I think that's also going to help boost the algorithm. So it will help me a lot, and I really appreciate it. And also, big thanks to everybody that's been commenting on the video. People commenting, I'm just commenting for boosting your algorithm. I really appreciate what y'all are doing for me. It's crazy to see people from a lot of different places in the world commenting and interacting, and it's been a really interesting experience for me, and I'm really grateful. So thank you so much, and I see you in the next one. Bye-bye.